Hey, welcome in. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, pregame edition, live from Gila River Resort's Wild Horse Pass Casino. I'm Johnny Venerable, the playmaker, Brittan. We're going to be joined by Brack live from State Farm Stadium in just a few minutes, but it's Kyler Murray return day. How are we feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good. God, I'm hoping this thing works out today. We need some action.
We do. Arizona football, good day. ASU won yesterday. U of A won yesterday. Cardinals, is it too much to ask? You get your second dub of the season. I think it's appropriate. Kyler Murray returning to action for the first time since early December, circa 2022, for our precious Arizona Cardinals. First of all, if you're not down here, get your ass to Gila River Resorts, 21 and up, hanging out with your boys, cheering on K1, and initial expectations for the franchise quarterback today.
My expectations are high.
Yeah,
we know
I think
what he
so.
can do.
Yeah.
We know the position he's in. Yes, I understand it, but coming from his mouth, he's ready.
Yeah.
Everything's ready for him. He's ready to rock. So, I mean, for us, I think expectations should be high. I think his expectations are high. He's just got to put it to work.
It's a special player that returns for the Cardinals today, and they give them an opportunity to win. They are currently, I think, a 2.5-point underdog, 2.5, depending on where you dabble with your sports books. We dabble, of course, with our friends at BetMGM. We welcome all of our friends here in the chat. And speaking of chat, how about the super chat from my guy Alex, $4.99. Still doesn't feel real. Kyler Murray is playing football today. It's been a long road. Let's get it. Let's get it indeed. Thank you so much for that, Alex. And again, like I emphasize, it just feels like, 1-12, 1-13 since Kyler Murray has played for this team last. And a lot of those games borderline unwatchable. And you think about like Kyler Murray, whether you love him, hopefully you don't hate him, whether you like him, you're lukewarm. It's like, Kyler Murray plays, this team has a chance to win every time they take the field.
Agreed. I mean, the athleticism that he brings to the field is really unmatched with his feet and his arm. He's got a cannon for an arm, and his feet can get him out of a lot of trouble. So, I mean, like we said earlier, I think the expectations are high. I think every fan that's in the building at the game or watching on TV is ready to watch K1 get to work and just show some magic.
Here's some magic for you in the chat. Everybody right now, give us your Kyler Murray stat line today. I'm going to tell you what I like with my friends in Vegas. I'm going to tell you what I like right now. AZ Fan 1998 $5 super chat. They're back, baby. Let's fucking go. Kyler Murray, K1, going to lead this offense to the promised land today. Defense is going to fly, and our Cards get a dub. He's back, K1. Thank you so much for that, super fan. AZ Fan 1998. Riley saying, love the shirt, Johnny. I went to Shields and I picked up a K1. I have a K1 jersey, but I like being Jersey boy. But like sometimes I rock a jersey at the stadium, right? I rock a jersey like Circle K. Today I'm just like, how about a jersey? I haven't picked up a jersey in some time. What do you think of the jersey?
I like the jersey.
Okay.
I don't think I have one. I might have to go get me a Kyler jersey.
I think you need to.
I need a real one though. I don't want to go to the store.
You need like a Michelin-esque Kyler Murray jersey.
I need a good one.
Okay. We got the goods for you today with regards to the inactives. Let's look at them. Again, not a ton of surprises today, Brittan. And I would say this is good news, all things considered. Will Hernandez is active. Michael Wilson is active. James Conner is active. Of course, Kyler Murray is active. No DJ Humphries. And I think we expected that. Tristan Colon is also out. Emari DeMercado is set to miss his third consecutive week. But the big man on the left side, Humphries, is out. What do the Cardinals need to do to mitigate the loss at left tackle, in your opinion?
I mean, it hurts. That's your starting left tackle. He's your franchise left tackle. He's struggled a little bit as of late, but he's got the caliber to be really good. So when you lose a guy like that, yes, it hurts a little bit. You're just really looking for your guys that are backing him up. They've got to step up. This is one of those times, right? You're in the NFL now. You got to show up. You got to step up. You're in that starting lineup. You got to make plays.
Yeah, I think Will Hernandez has been this team's best offensive lineman. We saw him gut it out a couple weeks ago. He came back to practice on Friday. He's got, I think, a back and a knee. It's great to see the big man in there next to Paris Johnson Jr. And like Kyler Murray, I think is going to be able to do his thing today because he's Kyler Murray. He can't overcome a sieve of an offensive line. So, whomever's in there at left tackle, Kelvin Beachum or otherwise, they have a sole, dedication and hope to be able to say, we're going to give our quarterback the best chance to win today. Against an Atlanta defense, Brittan, that I feel like is pretty relatively average.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you've got to have it in you, especially at left tackle, to know, look, we've got a franchise quarterback back. This is his first game back.
Yep.
I can't play bad. Now, don't push towards you're overdoing things and causing mistakes, but you've got to have some type of fire in your gut that says, I'm not going to let my quarterback get hit too many times today.
Yeah, and I think, for Kyler Murray to have confidence, too, it's like you don't want to roll him off of the injured reserve, the PUP list, and then,
Get
circa
hit 12 times.
Yeah,
that's just
4 or 5 sacks. And Joshua Dobbs is having a lot of success. I'm sure we'll talk about it throughout the duration of today. But outside of really the Cleveland game with Clayton Tune and maybe the game before that against the Ravens, Cardinals' offensive line was good this year. Like 1 to 2 sacks allowed per game. Like if they can emulate that for K1 Kyler Murray, and that's asking a lot without DJ Humphries now, I think that the Kyler Murray is going to be able to find his open receivers.
No, I agree. And we know what Kyler can do and eluding trouble anyway, even when there's problems. But you don't want to start off the game with him thinking, I'm running for my life, right? You want him to start the game, feel comfortable, which in turn goes to getting the ball out quick. Not necessarily screen passes, but you can do quick games, slants, out, stuff, curls, stuff to get the ball out of his hands quick and not holding the ball.
Yeah, I am optimistic that, give Kyler Murray 5, 6, 7 seconds, God forbid, in the pocket. Like, he's not going to make errant throws. And
you give that boy 7 seconds in the pocket, he's going to turn a 2-point conversion into a 400-yard
That's right.
play.
It's game over, baby. The game has yet to kick off, 2:05 here, Valley time. Everybody crushing it in the chat. Leave a like on this pregame. Again, a reminder, come out to Gila River Casino, Wild Horse Pass, pregame, halftime, postgame show with your boys. Speaking of your boys, perfect time to talk about that Bird Gang blitz for the Arizona Cardinals. Keys to the game. Let's start with James Conner, the Conner comeback king. James Conner missing 4 games on injured reserve. I'm told he looks fantastic. He's been ready maybe upwards of 7 to 10 days. Kyler Murray's best friend, I think, is going to be a run game led by the All-Pro, Brittan.
No, agreed. And it's good to have James Conner back. You can tell the difference in the offense when he left to compared when he was in the lineup. I mean, he was averaging 5.7, 6 yards a carry every game. We lose him, and then we drop to 3 to 4 yards per carry. So he's a big player for this offense. He moves the ball downfield. He creates plays. And also brings confidence to the rest of that offense. Yeah. When he breaks off those 7, 8 yard run, it gives those offensive linemen more confidence in there saying, yes, let's fire off the ball. Let's give him rush lanes, and he makes plays.
This offense with Joshua Dobbs and James Conner was top 13, 12 in the NFL in offensive efficiency. They were top 5 in running the football. James Conner, he's not the MVP of this team if Kyler Murray plays well. Like, K1's the MVP. He's the straw that stirs the drink. But, James Conner, what he brings to this offense does the dirty work, right? Like, his stat line may not always support how important he is. And I think DeMercado did an admirable job, but there's a difference having number 6 in the backfield. That's where the Cardinals, Monty Ossenfort, Jonathan Gannon, coming to Arizona for the first time, said, we can pay you 8 figures. You're going to do the dirty work in the passing game, pass protection. Are you okay averaging 3.8 yards per carry on a certain Sunday, getting the dirty work on the inside? Kyler Murray, I think, is an exceptional player. But what he can't translate is he's undersized. So, short yardage situations like that, you need a big, powerful back, and that's what Conner gives you.
Agreed. He gives in. He was that guy in Pittsburgh, and he's been that guy since he's been here in Arizona. And the first few games when James was active and playing, he was the MVP of this offense. Yeah. Without him in the lineup,
absolutely,
there is no choice. There's no chance that our offense is even. We saw what they gave when we lost them. Yeah. Right? So, I mean, for him to come back while K1's coming back, I think that's a huge boost for Kyler just to have him in that backfield.
Yeah, I'm optimistic. I mean, the over-under for Kyler's rushing yards today, I think, is about 23.5. And it's RPOs with James Conner, read option, direct snaps. That element of the Cardinals game is going to reemerge. It was there with Dobbs, but Kyler, of course, represents a different dynamic in the passing game that makes the defense a little bit more susceptible to bringing up 10, 11 in the box. And speaking of the Atlanta Falcons, let's go on the flip side. Drake London is set to return for the Atlanta Falcons. Can the Cardinals do their own version of a London falling scenario? Drake London, of course, the second-year receiver, was fantastic last year. I mean, Marco Wilson and company, they've got their hands full if he's hitting on all cylinders today with Taylor Heinicke.
No, and that's Drake London is a great receiver. He's been a good receiver. We've seen him over the years that he's been in here, so he's really good. I mean, you've got to control him. And as a Marco Wilson, if that's the guy you're covering, look, it's time to step up this year, buddy.
That's right.
We've been watching a lot of bad cornerback football play on this roster right now. We need somebody to take the torch, step up, and become that cornerback number one.
We need somebody to tap in with our guy, Bo Brack. Look, it's us. Here's Bo Brack live from Glendale at State Farm Stadium. All Kyler Murray, all the time, Bo Brack. First of all, give us a 5,000-foot view of the stadium at State Farm Stadium today. The vibes that were maybe not so immaculate a couple weeks ago against Baltimore. Tell me that's been remedied with the return of Kyler Murray today.
That's right. The vibes are immaculate. You don't need the 5,000 view. I got boots on the ground. I'm amongst a ton of Arizona Cardinals fans. We're seeing a lot of K1 jerseys out here. You're seeing Kyler Murray in the new Arizona Cardinals uniforms on full display. You're seeing that the Red Sea is showing up for the first time, it feels like, all season long. You've seen a ton of opposing fans in this venue. Not the case today. People are pumped to see Kyler Murray. And, that 23.5 rushing total that you mentioned, Johnny, it's even tastier. First glimpse I got of the Arizona Cardinals working out on the field, I saw a little design run for number one. And, man, it was the first time I saw him open it up. BG, he looks just like he did before the injury. He looked fast. I immediately jumped on the BetMGM app, threw some shekels down.
Does that make you nervous, Brittan? I told Bo Friday in studio, Kyler Murray design runs or runs in general make me a little nervous. And again, it's like those first game jitters back. How do you feel about the design runs for K1 today?
You got to let that man do what got him to this point.
I get it.
You
Okay.
try to control him and say, stay in the pocket, don't run. You take an element that makes Kyler Murray who he is. You take that out of the game. I think the fact to get him in there, one, he needs to get hit anyway.
Yeah.
Couple design runs. Now, be smart with it with your design run. If it's to the point where you know you're going to get hit, get down, right? But if you can take a hit that's not going to hurt, that's not going to do anything crazy to you, get out there. Feel that hit again. Do what you do. Get back to your style of football play from high school to college to where you've been at in the NFL and let him rock.
It scares me, but I'm okay. I'm okay being a scared boy here today because I know it leads to hopefully some electric play from one Kyler Murray. Bo, you and I were talking on my drive here today, the Gila River. You were headed out to State Farm Stadium. A lot of pressure on Drew Petzing today, not only with the return of Kyler Murray, but then you look across the pond to the Great Lakes of Minnesota. Joshua Dobbs putting together maybe back-to-back NFC Offensive Player of the Week performances against the New Orleans Saints, respectfully. The Cardinals offense needs to be fucking good today, right? They can't be average 14, 15 points, because if you're Drew Petzing, it's a big indictment on you are as a play caller in year one with Jonathan Gannon, is it not?
Well, I mean, everybody's saying temper the expectations. Everybody telling Kyler Murray temper the expectations. He's scoffing at that. Sure, there's room for rust, absolutely, but there's also room to mix in some explosives, mix in this offense showing what it's capable of doing. And I think that you can get a happy medium with that and still put up points. Let's not get lost in the fact that Will Levis in his NFL debut threw for 4 touchdown passes against this defense. You got the kid from Washington putting up 3 touchdowns. Joshua Dobbs coming off the plane, meeting his teammates for the first time, putting up 3 total touchdowns. 10 total touchdowns between those 3 quarterbacks. Kyler Murray can get back, look rusty, but still have a successful game. And if you can find somewhere a mix in between the middle, it's still going to look a little bit better than just putting up a goose egg offensively. I think that would be a terrible look for this organization, given who's performed so far against this defense.
Let's talk a little bit about that defense for the Arizona Cardinals. That brings us to topic number 3 here on the Bird Game Blitz. It's breaking Bijan Robinson has produced when given opportunities. Will Arthur Smith, now sans his infinite mustache, get a hold of his better self and give the football to number 7? If you're a Cardinal fan, you hope that is not the case. But Brittan Golden, Bijan Robinson, good. Cardinals defense, I argue good these last couple of weeks. Do they have enough horses to slow down Atlanta's offense led by Bijan Robinson?
I think it's just going to be lane discipline defensively, especially in the front 7 for the Cardinals. They're going to try to get Bijan Robinson the ball. You would hope.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a very dynamic player. He was in college, and he's shown every bit of that since he's been in the NFL when he gets opportunities. But defensively for the Cardinals, especially that front 7, it's going to be filling lanes. and hold and contain, not allowing him to get outside, not allowing him to break through in these holes. Just fill your hole, fill the lane, and make the tackle when you get to that point. And this defense has played very well this season, given the poor play from the offense. They've just been on the field too much. But I think if they can do their jobs and do everything they're supposed to do today, I think we see another strong showing.
But am I foolish to say, like, this should be the best version today of the Cardinals defense? Like, 10 games under Jonathan Gannon, you feel good about your role. Jalen Thompson's healthy. Budda Baker's healthy. The pass rushers are kind of finding themselves. The rookies have been able, Bijan Robinson, now Garrett Williams have been kind of able to settle into a role. Like, we should get a good defensive performance today, correct? Like, takeaways, stops, etc.
Well, I mean, I agree, though. I mean, as far as you get, it's not just Bijan. I mean, it's that rushing attack as just a group. I mean, Algier is proven that in a season and a half that he is a force. And if he's the guy getting the carries by the goal line, you still got to stop him. And it's going to come down, if they get pushed off and blown off the ball like they did against San Francisco, that's not going to be, competitive defense from the very jump. So it doesn't matter what you can do with your pass rush or what you're doing in the defensive secondary with guys like Budda and JT and Garrett Williams. I mean, you're going to have to win up front in some capacity today. I'm not talking like dominate the game, but like what Brittan's saying, fill those holes and make sure that there's not a ton of explosive runs from Bijan when they're giving him a ball in, between the 20s. And if he's making big plays all day long, it's going to be a long day for this defense, regardless of what they do.
We're hoping to make it a long day for the Atlanta Falcons defense with the return of one K1 Murray Magic here on the Bird Game Blitz. What does that look like? What's a good day at the office, gentlemen, for the returning Kyler Murray? I'll start. I think Kyler Murray, 3 total touchdowns today. You can kind of, sit back, lay back, and feel good about what he did today. Maybe a turnover mixed in there. I'm not going to fault him for that. But against this Atlanta defense, which, Bo, you alluded to it, Will Levis tore apart. Joshua Dobbs tore apart. A lot of their gaudy defensive statistics are a little bit faux fool's gold based on the dismal NFC South quarterback play that they faced early on this season. I would be disappointed, gentlemen, if Kyler Murray at the end of 4 quarters, whatever you want to conjure it up, rushing, throwing, combined, whatever, Brittan doesn't have at least 3 touchdowns today.
No, I agree, especially what we've seen from these other offenses against this defense. I think Kyler Murray, a 3-touchdown day, whether it be 2, however many you get it, rushing or passing, I think it's one of those things. I think a 250-yard day at least through the air is another big one, and anywhere from 25 to 45 yards rushing. I think you get some stuff out of that from Kyler Murray today. I think you can rest very happily as a Cardinals fan.
Bo, what about you? Give me a prediction what you think Kyler Murray does today, both on the ground and through the air for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, I think you want to see him approach 250, and it can look a lot different. It's going to not take as many pass attempts and completions as it has with the quarterbacks that you've been watching in the interim without Kyler Murray on this roster and being able to play. Yeah, I think, approaching 250, maybe over that, maybe under 270, and like 2 touchdowns through there, but also establishing the run and getting James Conner going is going to be so important to the success of Kyler Murray and this offense. But with Kyler, yeah, I don't think it's unrealistic to think that, he might turn the ball over. But if Drew Petzing can scheme it up correctly, the accuracy that Kyler possesses, I don't think he's going to be out there seeing ghosts or anything like that. I think he should be in a pretty good position to put up some pretty gaudy numbers. But as you said, like 270, 2 tutties, and taking care of the football. And then I'm looking at least 30 rushing yards on the ground from Kyler Murray.
I love the optimism, Bo Brack. I love the optimism here in the chat. Dylan Richards, a nice 40 burger, which feels so good. Hell yes. Jean-Paul, friend of the program, I just want to win. That's fine. I want to dub too. Somebody saying 70 points today. You pull old Mike McDaniel on our friend Vance Joseph and company. That wouldn't be bad. Keenan Oakham. Kyler hasn't been bad since early 2021. Here's what I said before the show to our GM Saul Bookman, because we might have been dabbling with our friends at BetMGM. We were looking at some betting lines, which we are known to do. Like, when Kyler Murray plays a football game, I would say he averages at least 2 total touchdowns, if not more so. Like, thinking back to, games that he had 0-1, it's difficult to find those, save for maybe his rookie year. So I like Cardinals. I like their receiving core. I like their odds today. We're going to get to final predictions now, and then I'm going to tell you some tasty betting odds just roughly 10 minutes away from kickoff. But, Bo and I, Brittan, on Friday's game preview show, both picked the Cardinals. What say you?
No, I like the Cardinals today. I think given the success that these other quarterbacks have had against this Falcons defense, I think getting K1 back in the mix, he's excited to get back out there. He's ready to make some plays. Michael Wilson's back in the lineup. Him and Hollywood with tight ends to go. You got McBride in there who's starting to emerge. I think he's got a lot of weapons around him. James Conner back. I think Kyler has a great day today. I think the Cards come out with a good W.
Bo, you willing to double down on Friday's prediction?
I mean, we see Kyler, he walked in, right? Fresh cut. He had the Louis pants on. I think that's all just pointing to a confident player ready to go in and perform. I think the Cardinals get it done at home. I can already hear they got the horn blaring right now. The crowd is amped. I mean, there's a different feel to this game. It would be a big disappointment if they didn't come out on top.
Well, if I don't have to tell you what I like because my bets are going to do that for me here. Tap that app with your friends. PHNX Cardinals, Johnny's Picks here. Week 10, week 1, I'm going to call it, for the return of K1. How about this? Cardinals money line, hammer the fuck out of it, plus 115 right now. I have no idea why this line didn't get close enough to a pick 'em. It got bet down by our friends in Vegas to +1. Then it went back up this morning. Like, Kyler Murray's playing over Taylor Heinicke. Give me the Arizona Cardinals. Also, give me Trey McBride. Anytime touchdown score. I told you guys this on Friday. It was like +250. You guys wised up. Hopefully bet it at the time. Still +190. You love to see that. I think Trey Day has a big day. I'm a Trey McBride's mate, according to Brack. And then this is easy money. Over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Kyler Murray, +155. Stay alive, K1. And then the coup de grace, the chef's kiss, Bo alluded to it, over 23.5 rushing yards. The Kyler Murray special, the cherry on top. You want to bet these individually, you want to parlay them, make sure, do it with our friends at BetMGM. If you want to come out and hang out at Wild Horse Pass, we're here all flipping day. Our watch party, 21 years and older. We've got giveaways. Kyler Murray signed helmet, we got it. Kyler Murray signed football, you got it. With us here at PHNX Cardinals. Bo Brack, any final thoughts before we welcome back K1, the franchise quarterback, for the first time in upwards of 11 months?
Our very intelligent viewers and Twitter followers tagged me in this one. I saw some pretty perceived intelligent football minds talking about why would the Arizona Cardinals start Kyler Murray. He's going to prove all those people wrong today and tell them exactly why they would do that. Kyler Murray can elevate his teammates, get this offense on track, and really kind of show what the future is going to bring, and with him hopefully entrenched in it starting today against the vulnerable Falcons team.
It's time to gut these MFers, led by one, K1, and that brings us, Brittan and Bo Brack, to our infamous gut meter. Damon Dog, let's see it. We're going to effing gut these guys. Hopefully not for the last time there. It's maxed out, Brittan. You love to see it.
Oh, I love to see it. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to watch K1 work, ready to see James Conner back in his lineup. And hopefully they can just, keep the offense moving today and allow the defense to not be sitting on the field for 40 minutes out of the game. So I'm ready to watch. I'm ready for some Murray magic. Let's get a W today.
Let's get a W. Get your ass down here to Gila River. Watch the game with myself, Brittan Golden, the GM Saul Bookman, Damon Dog, producer extraordinaire, everybody here, Wild Horse Pass, doing a phenomenal job. We'll see you at halftime. Like this video, subscribe to PHNX Sports. Welcome back, Kyler Murray. We'll see you at halftime.
We all silly like the mayor.